Hello, hello, journal. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for whatever time it is for you. For me, it is 14:36 or 2:36 p.m., Monday, December 29th, 2025. I'm not reading off my notes today, but I did want to talk about karma really quickly because I've learned is that I don't really need to go out of my way to do anything. I just got to let go and let spirit, whatever. Things happen in the background. What you put out there is something that's going to come back to you. And I know people always say like bad things happen to good people. But honestly, actually, I think I am going to read a note today. I wrote this today, number 70. I'm an alchemist. Everything I touch turns into gold, even pain. I feel like sometimes one of the best things that could have happened to me was something really painful. And not because I enjoy pain. I'm not a masochist. Well, no. It's because who I turn it into after going through that, where I become such a higher version of myself. I become more in tune with myself. I learned so many things about myself, and going through that pain, it's very rough. It hurts a lot, and I've been through a lot of shitty things in my life. However, it's come to a point where I wouldn't really change anything that's happened to me because of who I am today. And I think sometimes pain can be a gift, even though it doesn't feel like that in the moment. And pain, grief, loss, I don't want to diminish what pain is because pain is pain. However, it can be transmuted and transformed quite like an alchemist would transform and transmute things. You can make that pain and repurpose it to serve you into something greater. You can let it fuel you, let it drive you, let it nourish you. But hold on, let me pause because I'm losing my thought. Right, okay, I'm back. So when I think about karma, it kind of takes that burden off my shoulders of wanting to get justice for myself because I know that I'm going to receive justice at the end of the day. And karma always finds a way. And when people normally say, oh, karma can't be real because of all these bad people are in power, let me just put it in perspective for you. I'm going to zoom out big, okay? So I'm going to zoom in first. Think about your life when something happens and think about a relationship and this guy dogs out a girl, and once she breaks up, she repurposes that pain and she glows up, she bosses up, whatever. And then you cut to him and his life is falling apart. Things don't work out for him anymore because think of what she was putting into him. All that energy, all that time, all that effort she poured into him, she took with her because she decided to pour into herself, right? Stay with me. So he starts to experience his karma. And if he does not look and learn from what the universe is trying to show them, if they don't actually process their karma, it's going to keep happening. It's going to create this cycle. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out now. In the world, there are people that know things that is not common knowledge to the public. And there's very good reason for that because they don't want you to know how much power you have within yourself. Because if you knew how much power you had within yourself, you would realize that everything is energy, especially money, and also that you can't be controlled by them if you take yourself out of it. Hold on, I'm losing it. Pause. Okay, I'm back on track. Right. So when people are just like karma can't be real because of people like Donald Trump existing and all these people that are, downright evil. I am going to use that word. And they're still enjoying all these luxuries and whatnot after profiting and stepping on the backs of hundreds of millions, if not billions, because there are billions of us on this earth and they kind of step on every single one of us, the 1%, right? They have people who do stuff like me, who are into this spiritual business because they know how important it is to protect yourself on all fronts. You can't just have people protect you financially like lawyers and peace officers and whatever. They also have spiritual protections. And they don't want people to really get in tune with themselves, right? Into spirituality. It's basically brushed off as like hogwash, nonsense, because if you don't believe in it, it won't really work for you. These people create like a dam. They create a wall. They're holding off their karma, but karma does not give a damn about that wall. It's going to stay there and it's going to stack up. It's like an ocean. Think of karma like an ocean and think of this energetic, this energetic barrier, this energetic dam, this wall. It's basically meant to hold it at bay, keep it back. Maybe they even try to do things where they transfer their karma, but that shit's going to come back to them and it's going to come right back to their dam and it's going to be knocking there again. That dam can only hold so much. Even if people are constantly pouring into maintaining this dam with their energy, it gets to a point where everything that they've done, because they hurt millions of people, that ocean of karma, one drop will be the one that tips it over onto the dam, and that whole thing is crumbling, crashing down, and their whole life will go to shit, okay? Things will no longer work out for them. It's going to be like their whole world turned upside down. Shit like that happens. It happens, like, zooming back in, think about it like with relationships where someone is no longer pouring into them. Like, say, my example before, a girlfriend no longer pouring into her boyfriend, and she leaves and she bosses up and she glows up because she pours that into herself. And him, because he was getting all of that energy from her, he's now left with no protections, and all his karma that he did after dogging that girl out, this is just an example, by the way, will hit him. Now, zooming out, the world moves very slow compared to humans. We move very fast in the world compared to the rest of nature. We move hella fast. And it might not seem like it. It might seem like things are going really slow, but you have to think about the bigger picture, because think of it like a ball starting to roll. It needs to build momentum. It has to start building momentum. It can't just start out at full speed. It's not a car. It can't just accelerate from nothing. It has to roll. And once it rolls, think of like a snowball, that shit will turn into a giant, like in one of those cartoons where it starts as a small snowball, it rolls and rolls and rolls, and then it turns into this massive thing that can no longer be outrun. You can't escape from it because it's all consuming now. Think of karma like that, especially when it comes to people like that, because they've built themselves up so high, something really big has to take them out, okay? Oh, I'm losing it again. Hold on. Pause. Okay. I found where I wanted to be at. So, money. Remember I said that was an energy, right? Money is an energetic tool. Money isn't just physical. It's a transaction where you're giving something that you worked, you poured a lot of time, effort, energy, or maybe you were gifted $10 or something, and you give that back to something. You give it away to something. They siphon energy through money, big time. Not just your actual energy. Well, yes, your actual energy, but they siphon through money. That is a major tool that they use. Notice how we're making a shift as people to no longer be, well, we can't really afford it now, can we? But think of like Black Friday. They did not meet their marks at all. At all. And that's going to start hitting because money is an energetic tool too. We're starting to pour back into ourselves, our community. We're starting to go back to our roots. And you notice like a lot more people are learning how to do things themselves. They're doing their own crafts at home, like whether it's like arts and crafts, or they're learning things, learning how to cook more so that they're not spending out so much on like takeout and stuff, or they're learning how to stretch money, stretch the dollar. And that means that they have to create more. And that energy is going back into themselves, not to them. So that's already like getting the ball moving. Just because it's starting slow does not mean it's not there. Things do not just happen instantly, okay? They take time. They take a broader perspective. It's a lot more nuanced than this happened, so now this should be fixed and everything is fine, because there's multiple things that have to be done. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we have no idea about, and they're getting taken care of, because this giant snowball that I was talking about has to be big enough to consume everything. Okay, it has to be all consuming, and it's getting there. But for my good people, my good party people, your mind is very powerful. If you believe only bad things are going to happen to you, then bad things will only happen to you. You need to take accountability as well for the parts that you played in situations, and also for lessons that you might not have learned. Because once you learn those things, your life suddenly just starts to move forward again. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in a cycle, right? You might be attracting the wrong people just by your energy. You might be attracting the wrong situations. But that's because you might not have the defenses to deal with that. And I don't even mean spiritually. I mean just like who you are as a person, whether you could be like a people pleaser, or you could be someone who doesn't know how to say no. That's still like a people pleaser, but I'm just getting more specific. Karma will reward those who learn, those who grow, those who take accountability, and also those who put out what they put out will be received. And karma just doesn't disappear when you die either. I'm just gonna let you know, because people are just like, oh, he's already at his old Donald Trump I'm speaking about. He's already on his last legs. He's gonna be going out anytime soon now, and he's just gonna leave this world behind. Excuse me. He finna get it afterwards. Afterwards? Yes. He finna get that shit. I think he's gonna get something now though, too. It's building up to that. But after? Yeah, it's wraps for him. And that's not me wishing anything, that's just me saying. I'm calling it how I'm seeing it. Okay? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That is my rant over. Bye!